tradition, the tradition behind the 1981 Melbourne Cup.
You may well know the Lever and Kitchen Group, in conjunction with TV Week and New Idea, have been running a fabulous Melbourne Cup competition. And right now, 30 lucky winning couples from throughout Australia are out there at the course having a fantastic time with the courtesy of our sponsors. Well, just previously, Chanel and I drew from the barrel of correct entries 6 names who have won the consolation prize of a 7-day holiday to Hayman Island, flying by the courtesy of Ansett Airlines. And those lucky couples are R. Irwin of Thornley in New South Wales, Mrs. White of Belgrave Heights in Victoria, J. Sullivan, Toongabbie in New South Wales, Terry Gainey of Yass, New South Wales, E. Wu of Coonabarabran in New South Wales, and Stuart Aporsky of East Burwood in Victoria. So now we get to the main part of the competition, where one lucky family that places correctly, in order of finishing, the 4 Lever and Kitchen horses of Comfort, Lux, Sunlight and Omo will win a fabulous trip for 4 to Europe, returning via Hong Kong and flying by courtesy of Qantas and British Caledonian Airways. In Europe, they'll be treated to a magnificent 28-day coach tour by Tour World and the southbound bus lines, visiting nearly every major city on that breathtaking continent. Well, under supervision, we have previously drawn from the order of the 4 Lever and Kitchen horses. They are Omo, Sunlight, Lux and Comfort. And all the correct entries have been previously sorted under supervision into this barrel. Okay, we now have that lucky family being drawn by the lovely Chanel from one of the many thousands of entrants. And the winner is Chanel. Great excitement now. Fabulous prize. W. Brennan of 16 York Street, Hamilton in Brisbane. So the Brennan family, you've just won the best holiday of your lifetime, valued at over $18,000. And from everyone, congratulations. Okay, Phil, back to you and the Melbourne Cup.
Well, I'm just looking down here beside me, young Joshua Cook, holding up like a professional the miniature Melbourne Cup for the photographers here. Have a look at him. I tell you what, that's confidence for you. All right, well, we hope you've enjoyed the interstate stations and international and national stations, our telecast here today of the 1981 Melbourne Cup. And on that note, we wish you all a very good afternoon from Melbourne, and we're looking forward again to having your company next year.
When your muffler snaps it, take it to Midas. At Midas we've mufflers for almost every car, and we fit them free. Now I don't put much faith in this sort of guarantee, but the Midas guarantee is a beauty. If you come back to us in 2 years or less and there's anything wrong with our muffler, even if you've damaged it accidentally yourself, we'll fit a new muffler free, no arguments.
When your muffler snuffs it, take it to Midas.
Great Western.
Nothing does it like Great Western champagne.
That nuclear fallout, Eddie? Or is the dandruff getting worse? Oh, bad luck.
Ask your wife to get you Brill Cream Blue.
Of all these products, only Brill Cream Blue helps fight dandruff. It's the only one with zinc pyridine thione to help prevent dandruff recurring. As long as it's on, it works.
Got rid of your dandruff, eh?
What colour are you on?
Blue. Brill Cream Blue.
4 things make a winner. Firstly, equipment. It must be the best. It must feel right. Secondly, good style is essential. Thirdly, you need a reserve of power. And finally, the precise control to direct that power accurately. Put it all together and you're a winner. New Mazda RX-7, the mark of success.
Who says it's tough at the top?
Back here again at the course. The horses are in the mounting yard for the Hallmark Filter, the 6th event on the program. Let's have a tote update now from Des Spain.
Good, thank you, Phil. Mary Model is paying $2.80. In all respects, it's $10. $11 for number 4 In Vogue. Kalimna Queen is paying $6.70. Villa $25. And then over to Ascetic is $21. Sovereign Chariot $6.80. Royal Pearl $11. Tokamall $68. Bit of Gold $13. And number 12 Blue Hawaii is 25 to 1. Yes, and D Short's the rider replacing Jay Letts. Lady Decree is 99s. Over the page, also 99s is rightfully. UK 75, and the last 3, Vale of Kashmir, Valued Miss, and Vitesse Avant 99s. So the favoured one in this race is Mary Model, paying $2.80 for your $1 return.
Right, thank you, Des. And now let's have a look at the field for race 6, the Hallmark Filter, over 1,600 metres. Take out number 1, Darling Take Care, and then we have a look at number 2, Merry Model, to be ridden by Brent Thompson.
And she does look the nominal favourite and certain winner, Phil, particularly on the strength of her excellent last start third to Miss Fearless at Moonee Valley.
Right, and now we look at number 3, In All Respects, R. McMullen.
Just out of maiden class, having won at Bendigo and Werribee, the Warwick Cayley Stakes, trained by former jockey Robbie Jury, and it was a very good win, and I thought being at Werribee recently, and the run should be improved by that run.
Number 4, In Vogue, Peter Cook.
And well named too.
Yeah.
P. Cook is in vogue. She finished on quite well when 4th to Sweet over 1,400 metres, or 1,200 metres it was, at Sandown Park, and I think the extra 400 metres is going to suit her in this, Phil.
Number 5, Kalimna Queen, Harry White.
Something similar here, because at Sandown it was only a 1,200 metre race that she flashed home, beaten a couple of lengths by Always Heaven, and she certainly should appreciate this distance.
6 is Our Villa, G. Willets.
Trained by former Trotting Control Board steward Kevin Smith. He's now got a licence to train racehorses, and she won a race quite handily last season, but her form's been consistent this time. 3 nights and 3 starts.
Number 7 is Ascetic, 8 Saunders.
Hasn't had many races, didn't do much at Volley Dream at Caulfield recently.
Number 8, Sovereign Chariot, B. Clements.
Was quite impressive in winning a Ballarat maiden over 1,500 metres and came from a long way behind to get that race. But she'd have to improve on her last start second at Werribee, Phil.
Number 9, Royal Pearl, R.J. Skelton.
3rd at Werribee last start, and I think it would have to improve just that little bit extra to get into the placings here.
10, Tokum Wall, A. Williams.
Well, Pat Courtney hasn't got her firing. She's had 7 starts and only finished the 2nd and the 3rd in those starts.
11, Bit of Gold, R. Heffernan.
A nice type, very showy, but I'm afraid there's not much gold about today for it.
12, Blue Hawaii, D. Short.
Seems a bit out of her depth. 4 starts and still a maiden.
13, Lady Decree, D. Breton.
Also a maiden, Phil.
Then we look at number 14, Rightfully, N. Barrett.
No, looking elsewhere.
Now this is number 15, Ukazi.
Yes, well, I'm still looking elsewhere. It's pretty hard to find anything down the bottom of the book, I think, Phil.
You fellas are doing a bit of looking. All right, let's look at number 16, Vale of Kashmir. This is being ridden by P. Riley. Then we'll move over to number 17, Valued Miss, M. Riley, this time on number 17. And that's the Royal Blue, Lime Diamond, Hoop Sleeves and Cap. And finally, what's this one? Des 18, Vitesse Avant.
Vitesse Avant, yes.
Vitesse Avant, to be ridden by Kay Forrester, number 18 in the book.
Those last 3 fillies are all 99 to 1. I think that speaks volumes.
It says a lot, doesn't it? All right, we'll take you back now for words from Rob Asprey.
Thanks very much, Phil. Well, now we'll take a check on the TAB details from race 5, the Melbourne Cup. And the result, 7, Just a Dash, $9.35 the win, $2.95 the place. Second, number 9, El Lorena, $5.80. And third, number 19, Flashing Light, $2.55 the Quinella, $161.60. And there's the trifecta, $16,642.60. Now the extra double. The Victorian TAB dividends there. Flemington extra double for 8 and 7 paid $249.80. The only sub required, number 3, Magic Gypsy, in the first leg. And now here again at Flemington, Phil Gibbs.
Yes, Rob, and someone, of course, has to be a loser, and here's one very disappointed, Brent Thompson, to talk about his ride on Our Paddy Boy. He's talking with Ted Ryan.
Good run by Paddy Boy. I thought for stride they were going to win the money, but Just a Dash got away from you.
Yes, did I? I had a lovely run throughout. Just everything went super, and I got through on the turn and I popped outside the leader, and then I was going pretty strong, so with my weight I sort of didn't feel as though I could sort of hold up for a sprint and try and out-sprint them, so I let him stride there. And for a moment I thought maybe the Melbourne Cup was mine, but Just a Dash, who had followed me all the way, must have had a pretty good run, and well, he won easily. You know.
Well, he's pretty well in weights compared to your mount.
Well, you know, if you have a look at the book, I was the only horse with weight that finished in the first well, R1 had a better course, but I had 57, which is, you know, a good bit of weight for 2 miles, and so, you know, all in all, it was a really good effort by our paddy boy.
It was a good ride by you too, Brent, one of the best I've seen you, for sure.
I was happy with my ride. I couldn't have, you know, wished to have had a better run throughout. It's, you know, everything unfolded terrific.
Most of the jockeys I spoke to after the race had a trouble-free run too, which is unusual in the Melbourne Cup.
Well, as it looked before, prior to the race, it looked like there'd be a nice, even pace throughout, and it was. And in fact, you know, when flashing light went to the front about a mile from home, you know, it was really a nice clip. So you'd probably find there's hardly many excuses in the race. Yeah.
Malcolm, obviously a very disappointed man.
Yeah, probably the most disappointed here at Randwick, Rob.
Is there anything wrong with the horse?
Well, I don't really think there's anything major wrong with him. Probably nothing more than just being tired. He's had a bit of racing this time up, and I've discussed it with David Haynes, and we both agreed that he just may be a bit tired, because he certainly wasn't the real Kingston Town today, and you know, he was just very disappointing.
I mean, this huge crowd at Flemington must have been in shock when they saw you running last at one stage.
Yeah, they must have, but unfortunately, with my big weight, I got shuffled back out going out of the straight, and there was nothing really I could do about it, and I decided, well, the real Kingston Town can get back and still come home and beat them, especially being over 2 mile and the big long straight here. Yeah. When I went to make a run on him, he just never responded, and he raced terrible right throughout the race.
And a bitter pill to swallow, Just a Dash, another TJ Smith runner. You're the top jockey for the stable. It won the Cup. Yeah,
probably a bit disappointing, especially a major race like that, but I had me pick months and months ago, and I decided on Kingston Town. And it was just unfortunate. Just a Dash was a better horse on the day.
OK, mate, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Rob.
And now Ron Taylor is ready for us at Flemington in the betting ring. Ron?
OK, in the betting ring we have Merry Model, a very short price favourite. In fact, there were only 4 horses under double figure odds. Merry Model very tight. Then Kalimna Queen second in the betting. Sovereign Chariot next, and just under double figures, Royal Pearl. I'll ask Jack Hunt what the demand has been like for Merry Model. Now, Jack's just taking a bet here for Merry Model. I can't tell you the odds because that's prohibited. But, Jack, what's the demand like for Merry Model?
Well, actually, this is the worst betting day of the day, Ron. I'm surprised at it. I came here assessing Merry Model as about a 5-4 chance, and they've bet as much as 7-4. I'm trying to catch it at what I think is the price of 6-4.
Chasing the money?
I'm not absolutely chasing. I could go 7-4 and probably lay it now, but as I say, the right price was about 5-4. I've got it 6-4, I think, at the moment, and there's nobody taking it.
Nobody wants it, but Merry Model is still a favourite. Thank you very much, Jack Hunt, for those comments. The betting, of course, is fluctuating and the odds are changing all the time, but it is a fact that Merry Model is the favourite, and what they're betting now is what one board is showing is different on other boards. So looking at it, no matter where you see, I'm looking at Ray Milgate now. He has Merry Model longer than Jack Hunt. You'll find that Brian Nagel has it around about the same price. With Graham Samperi, you can get better. But looking down the market, it's Merry Model the punters want, or Sovereign Chariot.
Right, Ron, and don't forget the change of rider on number 12, Blue Hawaii, is D Short, not J Letts. And now here's Clem Dimsey.
Thank you, Phil. Well, the runners arriving at the starting stalls now for the Hallmark Filter. Race 6 on the program. Runners arriving at the starting stalls now for the Hallmark Filter. Scratching his darling, take care. You've heard the latest information on the market. And on screen there you can see Case, one of the outsiders, with going past her stablemate Lady Decree. There's our Villa in the black and white colours. Our Villa. There's Merry Model, who is one of the popular fancies with the blue blinkers, and Royal Pearl is there as well. And very shortly we should see some action. After the race following the Melbourne Cup, Blue Hawaii, Spike Short replacing John Letts on Blue Hawaii, Vale of Cashmere walking around behind them with Kalimna Queen, Vitesse Avant, and rightfully, great performance by Just a Dash, Peter Cook, superb ride in a muddling run affair where they crawled past the judge the first time, which upset many of the fancied candidates. And Just a Dash rightfully won the cup. Good run, El Lorena, who finished second. Good game effort. And so was Flashing Light, who was forced to lead in the middle stages of the event. And he put up a pretty game performance to fight on and get third. Old Arwen ran on to run fifth in the cup. And fourth was our Paddy Boy, who dashed to the front in the straight, but couldn't sustain it. Kingston Town finished well back, and No Peer was never really a winning chance. But the runners are still ambling around behind the starting stalls. There's Bit of a Gold in the Tyson colours. Ascetic, a grey. Having a look at Ascetic too, I fancy. She was involved in a bit of an incident on the way to the start with another runner. And the riders are now being called forward to bring their mounts up towards the starting stalls for race 6. The sun shining, still a great crowd in attendance for today's meeting. And now the runners are being called forward for start in the Hallmark Filter. Villa, the first one to come in, followed along by Blue Hawaii.
Thank you.
Ucase about to go in. Royal Pearl coming forward. Merry Model, Vale of Kashmir, Ascetic. In all respects, standing back with Bit of Gold, Vale of Kashmir about to come in. Followed along by the grey Ascetic. Merry Model led forward to go into stall 12. Vitesse Avant walks in. Now moving up is Bit of Gold. Bit of Gold goes in the centre. In Vogue about to be taken along with Lady Decree. Lady Decree goes in. Token Wall coming forward with Valued Miss. They go in together. We wait on about 3 of them now. In all respects, rightfully. Rightfully goes in. In all respects, walks forward. One to come up, Kalimna Queen, goes in on the outside. Track cleared. Pretty good line at 1,600 metres. An attendant with Villa in one. Starter walking to the platform. Hello, a Bit of Gold, rearing in the centre. Almost dislodged the rider. He's back in the saddle again. And so Vitesse Avant, and Vitesse Avant was slightly slow to begin. Villa jumped out quickly with Royal Pearl and Blue Hawaii showing early speed. Just behind them on the outside in all respects, Merry Model going forward with Vale of Kashmir. Settling down at the 1,400 metre mark, and Vale of Kashmir worked its way to the lead from Merry Model. In third place was Royal Pearl, and then in all respects on the outside, a length and a half farther back, Villa. Kalimna Queen in that pack too, followed by Ascetic. And then Lady Decree on the outside. A length farther back in the field was Bit of Gold, followed by Valued Miss, and then Ucase getting well back with Rightfully. And last of all was Sovereign Chariot. Running up past Chiquita Lodge at the 1,000 metre mark, and Merry Model took over the lead by a couple of lengths. In all respects was second, followed by Vale of Kashmir, and then Royal Pearl on the outside. They were followed by Blue Hawaii, Villa back on the inside, next from Lady Decree, and then Kalimna Queen. They were followed by Valued Miss, Ascetic back on the inside of Bit of Gold improving. Token Wall getting a fair way back with Ucase as they come down near the bend, and Vitesse Avant dropped out to be last. At the 600 metre mark, and Merry Model is going to be first into the straight, joined on the outside by Royal Pearl. In all respects was running third. Under the whip then is In Vogue improving. They're followed by Vale of Kashmir and Blue Hawaii. 400 metres left to go. Merry Model on the inside. Thompson went for the whip. In Vogue moving up quickly with Royal Pearl in the centre, and then in all respects 250 metres left to go. Now out deeper on the track. In Vogue moved up to grab the lead. Merry Model was second, followed by In All Respects on the inside, and then Blue Hawaii. 100 metres left to go, and In Vogue's kicked away by 2 lengths. Blue Hawaii on the outside finishing well, but it's going to be too late. In Vogue beat Blue Hawaii. In all respects got third, followed by Merry Model. Finishing well, Vale of Kashmir the outside from Royal Pearl. Then UK Sovereign Chariot made up ground. They were followed by Villa, and then at the head of the others, Valued Miss. Well back was Bit of Gold from Vitesse Avant. Tokemwell, one of the last to pull up with Ascetic, and Kalimna Queen about third last with Lady Decree. Number 4, In Vogue, ridden by Melbourne Cup jockey Peter Cook, was first. Number 4, In Vogue, P. Cook first. Second, number 12, Blue Hawaii, ridden by D. Short, and the judge has called for the camera for third, resting between In All Respects on the inside and Mary Model next to her. The time, 1:38.4. Now officially third is number 3, In All Respects, ridden by R. McMullen. Fourth was number 2, Mary Model. And fifth, number 16, Vale of Kashmir. Checking the placings, 4, 12 and 3. Fourth was number 2, and fifth, number 16 in the Hallmark Filter. And here's the replay. You can see In Vogue moving up on the outside of Mary Model and is about to claim it. Brent Thompson goes for the whip. He senses danger. Royal Pearl is in the centre. All Respects the inside. Blue Hawaii under the whip behind them. In Vogue darts to the lead now. Kicks away with what is to be a winning break. Blue Hawaii starts to accelerate when the race was all over. Was inclined to duck in. You could see Dale Short had to stop riding Blue Hawaii. And In Vogue comes down to the line to win well at the finish by about a length and a quarter from Blue Hawaii, who finished well. The result of the Hallmark Filter returning to scale at the head of affairs. Number 4, In Vogue, ridden by Peter Cook, by Sarancino out of Just Regal, a brown filly, a 3-year-old, raced by J.P. Hayes, R.S. Geary and D.M. Cruz, trained by J.P. Hayes, ridden by Peter Cook. Second, number 12, Blue Hawaii, D. Short, and third, number 3, In All Respects, R. McMullen. And immediately following correct weight, there will be a presentation in the mounting yard when VRC committee man, Mr. Ian Bales, or rather the VRC committee man to make the presentation will be Mr. P. C.T. Armitage, who will introduce Mr. John Greenless, the acting manager of Wills in Victoria, and Mr. Greenless will then make the trophy presentation to the winning owner. Well, there's In Vogue. Peter Cook, he's certainly in luck today, and he's going from strength to strength. He won the Cup on Just a Dash, and immediately after follows up with a win on In Vogue. The tote dividends for 50 cents, $7.10 for the win In Vogue and $1.75. Blue Hawaii, $3.15, and the third place getter, which was number 3 In All Respects, has paid $1.40. The Quinella, $108.85. The double, $117.90. They're the tote dividends on race 6 for 50 cents. Now on course, we'll check them for $1. The tote dividends on race 6 for $1. The winner, number 4, In Vogue, has paid $14.20 for the win, $3.50 for the place. Second, number 12, Blue Hawaii, has paid $6.30. And third, number 3, In All Respects, has paid $2.80. The Quinella, numbers 4 and 12, $217.70. And the doubles, 7 and 4, $235.80. And those dividends pending correct weight on race 6, the Hallmark Filter, sponsored by WD and H.O. Wills, Australia Limited. And there's Spike Short on the scales now, after running second. In All Respects, young apprentice McMullen, who gave the filly every chance. She'd been winning on country tracks. Mary Model, Brent Thompson. The Hayes stable not having a lot of luck at the moment. Vale of Kashmir, after being handy, made another run. The trifecta on numbers 4, 12 and 3 has paid $6,049 $6,049.30. $6,049.30. And there it is, correct weight. Weight is correct for the placings 4, 12, and 3. The margins, the winner scored by 1 length, a length and a quarter between second and third, and the time 1:38.4. Correct weight.
$7:30 tonight on Holiday Island, Alex gets a shock when a spectre from his past returns to haunt him. The chance meeting is not mutually amicable, though, and with the violence of his past hounding his heels, Alex is forced to embark upon an unexpected course of action that means an end to his stay in paradise. What is the secret of Alex's past, and why must he leave Holiday Island? 7:30 tonight, followed by Prisoner and Flamingo Road, here on 10.
Western.
Nothing does it like Great Western champagne.
We challenged Mrs. Bloomfield of Melbourne that new Omo cleans and brightens even better than before.
I have to admit I'm very surprised. Why? Well, my husband's a high-risk activities instructor, and he gets his clothes unbelievably filthy. But this new Omo gets even his dirtiest clothes much cleaner than before.
You sure?
Well, see for yourself. That's what I call really clean.
Whatever you wash, however you wash, nothing else cleans and brightens better than new Omo.
Buying hi-fi is like trying to solve a puzzle, matching components for performance. But now, Pioneer has the solution. The new Avanti hi-fi systems, specially developed to suit a range of budgets, guaranteeing an excellence in sound you'd only expect from a leader. Your Pioneer retailer will show you the one perfect for you. Pioneer Avanti, solving the hi-fi puzzle. At these Pioneer retailers.
Well, now we're moving out into the centre of the mounting yard once again for the presentation to the winning owner and trainer of the last winner for the Hallmark Filter. And we take you over to VRC committee man, Mr. Peter Armitage.
Your Excellencies, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Victoria Racing Club, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. John Greenlees, who is the Melbourne manager of WD&HO Wills, to make the presentation of this beautiful trophy. WD&HO Wills have been associated with the VRC for many years, and we thank them for that, and we also have the wish that they will continue with us and help us for many years to come. Thank you. Mr. Greenlees.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, Chairman, committee members of the Victoria Racing Club, ladies and gentlemen. Before making this presentation, I'd like to say how proud WD&HO Wills are to again be associated with this magnificent national sporting day, the Melbourne Cup. In particular, I'd like to congratulate the owners and trainer of In Vogue for their magnificent win in the Hallmark race, and I'd now like to ask Mr. Geary to come and receive our trophy.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you very much, Edward. Thanks very much. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose it's wonderful to win a race on Cup Day, but I'd just like to congratulate the trainer and his daughter, who put so much time into the preparation of this horse, and it does them great credit to win a race on Cup Day. To WD&HO Wills for sponsoring a race, I would just like to say how much we appreciate winning a race sponsored by them. Thank you.
Righto, and well, I mentioned earlier that Jimmy Johnson was here today. He's had 3 Melbourne Cup wins. He's enjoyed the thrill of all that over the years. He's won on Gattam and Rain Lover twice. Welcome, Jimmy. Lovely to see you along.
Good, Phil. It's nice to say hello to you again, and good to be back in Melbourne again.
Well, it's always good to see old mates around a racecourse, isn't it?
That's for sure. Thank you.
Well, Jim, you rode Gattam to success here, and you rode
Yes.
Gattam again yesterday.
Yes, and I'll tell you what, that horse yesterday, he's 22, 23 years old, and I think he got very stirred up. He hadn't had a saddle on him for a long time. I think he thought he was going back to the Cup again.
Well, this was in the famous Parade of Champions down into the Burke Street Mall, wasn't it?
That's right, yes.
What would that make him? About nearly 90, 88?
Yes,
in human terms.
yes, it would be too. Something along those lines. I'll tell you what, he didn't feel like it yesterday. He felt more like a 2-year-old.
Oh, I feel like that all the time, Jim.
Good on you, pal.
Jim...
Boasting again, isn't it?
What do you do these days?
I run a very easy race, is the best way of putting it. Mow the lawns, clean the swimming pool, and play golf. Now, I run a very easy race. I don't retire completely and just take things as easy as I can.
You don't do anything in racing at all?
I do the apprentice school occasionally. Once a month, I go and give a lecture to the apprentice school in Adelaide. And other than that, I go and ride a little bit of work every now and then to keep me fit.
Good on you, Jim, and thanks very much for talking with us here today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Well, now we, in a moment, should be presenting the Worth's whip to Peter Cook. I saw Peter run across the mounting yard then. I'm not too sure whether he is coming back. Mr. Reg Dell is here, who presents the Worth's whip each year for us. And we have Miss Melbourne Cup, but no Peter Cook. So just while we're waiting on Peter, we know his wife, Robin, was pretty excited. Here's Peter coming over here now. Your wife is Robin, Peter, I understand. We've got an interview coming up here with her in a moment, but if you wouldn't mind moving out there, we have Mr. Reg Dell representing the Worths family, and this is a very famous whip that's presented each year. Reg, would you like to tell us all about it?
The 94th whip, I bring it on representing the Worth family, Peter.
Thank you very
Great
much.
friends of your family, I believe. It's survived over the years, and great congratulations to you and Miss Melbourne Cup, Sue Laywood, would like the presentation.
Thank you very much.
I'd just like to say congratulations, Peter. I think you've done a marvellous job. And it was a fabulous race.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Okay. And I'll tell you what, that little son of yours, he's a character.
Yes, he's a good little bloke, yeah.
I saw him out here holding up the, you know, the small Melbourne Cup, and he was posing photographers like a veteran.
Oh,
Where did he get that from, grandfather or you?
Well, his mother was a model, so he might have got inherited that from her.
Peter, this will be a thrill for you, because it is a tradition with the Melbourne Cup.
Well, look, Worth Circus has been donating these whips as far as I can remember. And really, if you're listening, I've finally done it. I used to play in the circus when I was a kid, really, and the Worth family really is the only one left. But I wish they were all here, really, if you're listening. And I'll see you soon in Sydney. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Peter Cook, and well said. Thank you.
A better run from Kaloi to lay today. I think perhaps he was handled with kid gloves leading up to the Melbourne Cup, whereas it might have been better if he'd been out